what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
All right, now we're going to switch to what do we want? Community benefits. When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do you want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Community benefits.
When do we want it?
Now!
All right.
Watch it, Matt. Watch it.
So we are at Alderman Moore's office to talk about the community benefits agreement that he has refused to fight for at the corner of Devon and Sheridan. And I'm now going to turn to Elizabeth, our MC.
Joe Moore's open door.
Rogers Park Community Benefits Agreement.
The lights are on and nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door.
Nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
No more done deals.
The lights are on and nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door.
CHA reform.
The lights are out and nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
No more developers, more community.
The lights are on and nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door.
Where is he?
The
Lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
No target. The
Lights
lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Where is he? The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Jobs for people at the job, like local hiring at the Target.
Lights are on and nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Of
Housing
course,
is a human right.
the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Too much listening to
the seniors. The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Bad construction at Carolyn Hedger.
The lights are on, but nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door.
$1 a year lease for 99 years for Target development.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Joe Moore's open door.
Why is it closed?
Lights are on, but nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door.
People's Ward Night, where Alderman Moore was invited to talk to his constituents.
Lights are on, but nobody's home. Joe Moore's open door. Community accountability.
The lights are on, but nobody's
They'll come out. They'll come out. They're waving to us. They'll come out.
So individuals we're talking to, but Alderman Moore has already heard from us, and he said no, right? We spoke to Alderman Moore about this community benefits agreement, and he agreed that there were things that would help his community, and he said, no, I won't fight for this.
He will not put anything in writing.
Yeah,
Basically, he will not put anything in writing.
yeah.
And did he say why?
He said that he doesn't believe that he's not willing to stand up to developers. He said he doesn't want to bother them with this. So here we are telling him that this isn't going to go away just because he doesn't want to deal with it.
Or to have community meetings after deals are signed. You know, community input needs to be part of before the signing of the agreement.
We've been informed instead of being part of the process.
Yeah. Time
There's
and time.
precedence for this. There are places, public housing, where there have been community voices and making an impact on the construction, what's been built, as well as when things don't get built, they have somebody to answer to. There is nothing with the Concord development like that.
Yeah. Long before the groundbreaking happened for this development, community members had an idea of what they wanted to see at Devon and Sheridan. A senior center, green space for seniors, local jobs, living wages. Alderman Moore refused to meet with his community at that point. And now he recently met with his community and said, oh, it's too late. Why is it too late? Because community input was never taken seriously from the start.
Right. Yes. Right.
Yeah. So we're here today to make sure Alderman Moore knows that this issue isn't going away just because he said no to it, that we're still fighting for a community benefits agreement.
And it's going on around the city. It's not just
It's
us.
not too late for the target people to sign a community benefits agreement. Why won't they even meet with us, talk with us, after all their wonderful promises on January the 31st of last year?
Yeah.
If their promises are we to trust them?
No.
Up
No.
in Minnesota, why can't they sign a community benefits agreement and protect so many of our businesses and follow through with the promises they made about local hiring? Why don't they hurry to sign it?
Yeah. Why don't they?
Why don't they?
Because he's under the mayor's son.
So
We're
we're g-
asking the aldermen to intercede for us and have the important people who are in charge of that Target store up in Minnesota to sign a community benefits agreement articulating the promises they made on the stage on January the 31st of last year.
That was
Where
a dog
are
and
they?
pony show.
What's that?
That was a dog and pony show.
Yeah.
time and time
Yeah,
again,
I
there's
put
been
that up on Facebook also, that whole video of that meeting. That, yeah, and I could make it, I could post it to Jane Adams. Yeah, I'll post it
I
to
had my
Jane
hand
Adams.
up for 40 minutes at that meeting.
Yes.
Because he didn't want to call me. Alderman Moore doesn't recognize me as one of his constituents, and I'm a 49th Ward resident voter.
Shameful.
So we're gonna be here until 6 o'clock. We're gonna chant loud enough that he can hear us. And I want to start us out with housing is a human right. Now's the time that we must fight. Housing is a human right. Now's the time that we must fight. Housing is a human right. Now's the time that we must fight. Housing is a human right. Now's the time that we must fight. Housing is a human right. Now's the time that we must fight. CBA for the public good. That's what we need in this neighborhood. CBA for the public good. That's what we need in this neighborhood. CBA for the public good. That's what we need in this neighborhood. CBA for the public good. That's what we need in this neighborhood. CBA for the public good.
That's what we need in this neighborhood.
CBA for the public good.
That's what we need in this neighborhood.
CBA for the public good.
That's what we need in this neighborhood.
CBA for the public good.
That's what we need in this neighborhood.
CBA for the public good. today. Your constituents have something to say. Joe, why aren't you here today? Your constituents have something to say. All right.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. So,
Are we allowed, like, to,
Not enter.
so,
no,
our,
not enter, but put it in front of the window?
so our
Well,
plan
now the
for
lights literally are off.
Oh, well, yeah.
yeah. So
Molly, you're saying?
yeah. So this is Alderman Moore's ward night, as close as he gets. He has office hours until 7 o'clock tonight. This is supposed to be people's opportunity to speak to their alderman, but he is not here. So we have a couple. I'm sure a lot of us have stories about times that Alderman Moore has pushed through development plans without public input or used public hearings just as a rubber stamp process, not really listening to what was said during those. Bill Morton has a quick story about one of those incidents, and we're going to go back to chanting, and then we're going to head out to keep doing our organizing work and keep building power so that this kind of thing will never happen again.
Is this door open?
We're not going inside
Molly?
today. I hope so.
Molly, before we do that, could I just say that I remember when Alderman Moore first came to our neighborhood, we were so excited and happy.
Yes.
People all around this street have come up and told us that because he was really going to be an alderman for the people. And we had our hopes really raised very high. And now we're very puzzled because all that has changed and he's not even here for his ward night. It appears that all his loyalty has turned to the powerful people downtown. That's the way it
There was
seems.
a really
That ain't
good
right.
Reader article at that time, kind of with the history of Joe Moore, and I posted it. I can post it in the
Yeah,
senior
I
as
just
well.
want to say that personally,
Yeah.
I'm very disappointed
Oh,
because I had a lot of hope in the alderman, a wonderful person who came here with great ideals for our neighborhood and was up there greeting people on the L, and he was so marvelous. And it hurts all the worst. It hurts all the worst when there's a change in somebody who has come with such high ideals. Okay, thank you.
You break the
Yeah.
trust. You
Just
break
wanted
the
to
trust.
say that.
You have
It's-
trust
I feel
established and
bad.
you break it.
I do. I personally feel bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
thank
say
you.
we works for the developers and not for the people.
Yeah, can you say that louder?
Joe Moore works for the developers and not for the people.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to stand up.
That
for
ain't
people.
right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Yeah, he needs to sign this. He needs to push for this community benefits agreement. Tell the developers and Target that he works for these people, not for them. Bill Morton's gonna tell a story, then we're gonna chant, then we're gonna head out.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Matt, could you get close? You get close. I'd like everyone to kind of get a little tighter. Come on close. Come on close. We're in this
Get a
together.
little closer. Come on here.
Come on in a little bit
Come on.
closer, guys.
Can you get a
Come on
little
in.
closer here?
No show
You're
Joe.
Yeah.
You're little birdie.
Come on in, guys. Come on.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you guys a story
Okay.
about the Adelphi Theater, which was demolished 12 years ago and remains a vacant, dangerous, eyesore hole in the ground to this day. Joe Moore took campaign contributions from developer Chad Zurich of Golden Hands Construction.
That ain't right.
In turn for the money, Joe granted the variance in city council that the developer needed. According to research of Joe Moore's campaign contributions and his city council legislation record, this behavior is status quo for Alderman Joe Moore.
That ain't
That ain't
right.
right.
I and many others consider this bribery. Alderman Moore was already under investigation by the former Inspector General and the FBI. He is on their radar and should be investigated for extortion. Alderman Joe Moore is serving the developers and should be serving our community instead.
That's right.
Right.
No more done deals.
Done deals.
Alderman Moore, listen to your constituents.
Alderman Moore, listen to your constituents.
Don't make decisions about that you need to sign. The CBA includes local hiring and living wages, supporting our senior citizens,
That's right.
protections for our local businesses,
That's right.
affordable and accessible family housing.
That's right.
Do your job, Joe Moore. Meet with us.
Do your job, Joe Moore.
Meet with us.
And support the community benefits agreement.
And
Support the community benefits agreement. And not just the wealthy developers
And not just the wealthy developers.
that finance your political re-election campaigns.
To finance your re-election.
Thank you very much.
And make the developers that are building the Concord and rehab the Hedger, fix the front door of Hedger. It is not ADA compliant, and it has been, what, too long of a time. If they're so rich, fix the front door. Everybody that comes in, it has a problem. They're just now getting to it now.
That ain't right.
Alderman Moore, defend the people in Carolyn Hedger. Alderman Moore, defend the people in Carolyn Hedger. Alderman Moore, defend the people in Carolyn Hedger.
We are voters.
We are voters.
Yeah. Joe says gentrify. We say unify.
Joe says gentrify. We say unify.
Joe says gentrify.
We say unify.
Joe says gentrify.
We say unify.
Joe says gentrify.
We say unify.
Joe says gentrify.
We say unify.
What do we want? CBA. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
CBA.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right.
Yay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out.
Thanks, everybody.
So who has the sign-in sheet right now?
Maria does. She's
Someone
expertly
has a
getting
sign-in
Right.
sheet.
Can we get a group shot? We gotta get a group shot for the people.
Yeah.
Hey, John. John.
Yes, we have.
John. Let's get the group shot, guys, with the signs.
Okay, let's have a group
Let's bring it
shot.
in.
Sarah, over here.
Go in there, take a picture, and I'll take a picture.
This is